everyone. This is Chris around the ATL. It is February 19th. I was looking at the intro there, and there's a player on the intro that I'm going to talk about, plays for the Atlanta Braves. Hopefully, I'll remember to bring that back up. So today is going to be a quick episode because I meant to do this a little bit earlier in the week. Unfortunately, got busy, was really tired with work. I'm trying to knock it out this morning. We are at the halfway point of the Atlanta Hawks season, the NBA season. You know, it's not the exact halfway point. I'm not sure why they don't go ahead and just fix that. Maybe one day they will. But the season is on the line for the Atlanta Hawks, okay? So let me ask a couple of questions. The Atlanta Hawks are currently 26-30. Is that good to anybody? Yes or no? Is it good? The Atlanta Hawks are 10th in the East. Is that good? The Atlanta Hawks are 15 and a half games out of first place. Is that good? The Atlanta Hawks are 13-20 in the conference. Is that good? The Atlanta Hawks are 10-15 at home. Is that good? The Hawks have lost 3 in a row again. Is that good? Any of that positive? The Atlanta Hawks currently give up 118.6 points a game. That's 25th out of 30 teams. Is that good? Here's my question as my internet wants to blank out all of a sudden. I was told, we were demanded to believe if we got rid of one player, we would be better. Any of those things I just mentioned, are those better things for the Atlanta Hawks or worse? Because in your heart of hearts, if you truly believe that in the 10 games that former player played, the 8 losses that we had with him on the court was entirely his fault. Only he was responsible for all shots going in the basket, and only he was responsible for all shots not going in the basket for the other team. Explain the other 22 losses that we have. Because those 22 losses are the reason we're in 10th in the East, not those 8 losses. That's a fact. Because if we only had those 8 losses, do the math. Add 26 and 22. That should be our record right now. We should be the best team in the Eastern Conference. The best team in the Eastern Conference currently is 40-13, folks. And they don't shoot as many threes as we do. Shooting threes has won us a lot of games, guys. What's our record? 26-30. See, the problem is defense still wins championships, because even if you can score, you still have to stop the other team. Again, missing shots is not defense. Is it? So what has to happen to salvage the season? Now, again, some time in the past, in the olden days, I talked about beating the Suns. And when we beat the Suns a month ago or so, I said we have to win 10 games in a row. We have to win 9 more games in a row to have a chance to salvage the season. Because if we had done that, we would have been 30-25. And that would have made us 6th in the East, 7th at the worst. Have a shot at the playoffs for sure. That's not what happened, though, was it? We are 26-30. So what has to happen to salvage the season? My opinion, a few things would have to drastically change, but I don't see where it would happen. Number one, the other reason that the Hawks are bad this season, besides their defense as a team, is the coaching is horrible. Our coaching staff, the whole staff, is bad at coaching. They don't know what they're doing out there. They do not care. There is not one time that our coaching staff has been mad at bad defense. There's not been one time where we're getting blown out that the coaching staff is mad that we're getting blown out. Not one time where our players who give up 25 points a game have been pulled and put on the bench because they can't stop nothing. It doesn't happen here. I literally showed y'all here on Around the ATL that Chicago Bulls game where we gave up 152 points in a game. We scored 150 points in a game and still lost. And I showed you 3 players that gave up 70 points in that game as starters. And you said, no, it's the player that gave up 19 points in the game. He gave up 19 points. The other team scored 152 points. Math is math. Why aren't you mad at those other players who were more responsible than that player? You didn't care? Because one player gave up 26, one gave up 25, and one gave up 21. All of those numbers are more than 19 points. If those 3 players had stopped their guys from scoring, we win that game. We scored 150 points. That should have been enough. But see, you don't see it like that. You just see your hatred. Just like with Ronald Acuna. There's people out there who hate him. He don't speak enough English for me. He ain't from this country. I don't know why anybody likes him. He ain't really good. He hit 40 home runs and stole 70 bases in the season. Anybody can do that. There's people out there like that, believe it or not. You might not know it, but they're out there because they're online. Hey, speaking American. Stuff like that there. But that doesn't change. Ronald is an MVP and one of the best in baseball at what he does. He's one of the best. He's one of the best outfielders in baseball, hands down. That can't be denied, except for people who deny it. Matt Ryan ain't that good. He ain't that good quarterback. He all them yards in me. He ain't win no Super Bowl. Matt Ryan is one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Wins, kind of an important category, right? Top 10. Touchdowns, kind of an important category. Passing yards. Come from behind wins. He's top 10 in all those things. He is hands down the best Atlanta Falcons quarterback of all time. But to hear some people tell it, he's not. Well, Mike Vick's better at everything. You see what I'm saying? So you will allow your just sheer hatred of someone, you dismiss what they've actually done in real life, right? And so here we are. How do we keep losing these games? The fourth quarter, you say? How do we keep losing these games? We keep relying on threes to go in instead of getting some easier shots, you say? We keep losing these games because of what? Because here's the crazy thing about it. We actually have a team good enough to compete. How do we know that? We have an all-star in JJ. He made the all-star team. He would have made it last year if he had finished the season, but hey, can't do nothing about that now. He only played 36 games last year. Remember that. He's never had a season where he's played more than 70 games. He's only played 70 games once in his career so far. Remember that now, okay? Got to put everything in perspective, okay? But anyway, we have an all-star in JJ. He made the all-star team look real good in the all-star game, right? We got probably second year in a row most improved in NAW. He's averaging 20 points a game, right? Kongu averaging like 16. Dyson Daniels can't shoot, but he's doing all the other stuff, right? All those guys are starters, right? Why aren't we winning, though, with all of that? It should be enough. It really should be enough, right? So again, what has to happen for us to salvage the season? Things I just don't think they're going to happen, but here's what I think should happen. Number one, we got to stop shooting threes. Here's one reason we got to stop shooting threes. We traded away our 2 best three-point shooters. Again, I don't know what galaxy exists or what dimension exists, multiverse exists, where you get rid of your 2 best three-point shooters and now you're going to rely on everybody who's left. Let's check something real quick in real time. Again, I don't have no notes for today, but I'm kind of just winging it today. Let's see. Let's go in order. This is this season, right? Yep, 2025. So Right now, currently, Dyson is shooting 13% from three. Muhammad Gay is shooting 28% from three. Corey Kispert is shooting 32%. Zach 35%. CJ 35. Jalen 35. NAW 37. Okongwu 37. Well, let's say 38. Keaton is shooting 40% from three. Caleb, who we just picked up and signed for the rest of the season, is shooting in his 10 games that he's played 50% from three. And Jock is shooting 57% from three. Now, since we traded our two best three-point shooters who are shooting 49 and 42% respectively, who's going to take over the shooting? You really want Okongwu shooting 12 threes a game? Are we sure about that? Are we sure? Now, Gabe Vincent, you want him shooting threes, by the way? By the way, remember, we still don't have a point guard. Okay? But who's going to take over threes here? Do you really want JJ shooting 12 threes a game? I don't think so. I don't think that'd be right. NAW shooting 8 threes a game. Okongwu shooting 5 threes a game. I don't know. I don't know if that's winnable. But we'll see. But that's one thing to look at. Who's going to do that? I say stop shooting threes. Because it hasn't, again, what is our record? 26 and 30. Has it worked? No. Let's do something else. But we can't do anything else because we don't have anything else. That's kind of a big deal. But I think if we stop shooting that many threes, we could maybe win some more games. We shoot 39 threes a game. That hasn't been winning us a lot of games, guys. The other thing I think has to happen is the rotations have to be better. We have videotape. I don't know what those pads they use on the bench are for, but they can see when they put in certain groups of players, we get blown out by 50 every single time. Doesn't matter who, it seems like, but they just have these rotations that they insist upon putting out there that can't stop nobody. Nobody can stop nobody, but we got players who really can't stop anybody, and you put them out there together. And you can't figure it out. Because why? You don't care about the defense. You just care about the other team hoping they miss shots, right? So with the fact that we don't want to play Zach, okay, we have Kuminga here now. Do you just, I think at this point, just start him. Play him 35 minutes. Don't worry about Zach no more. Play him 35 minutes a game. See what happens. See what happens. Let's find out what we got. Can he really play like he think he can play? Okay. The other thing I think you need to do, start Job. Start him. See what happens. See if the 26, 11, and 4 blocks is a fluke or not. Play Okongwu less minutes. Let him play against the twos. Let him be productive against the second team. Make our bench better. That'll be another thing I would do. Now, as far as our bench goes, again, you got CJ. CJ can score. We know this. You don't play no defense, though. Corey Kispert can hit some shots. He's not a defender. Muhammad Gay is a defender, but he can't shoot to save his life. He's a big that shoots 44% from the floor and 28% from three. He needs to stop shooting. Is his defense good enough, though, to keep him on the floor? With what we got? You see what I'm saying? It's a catch-22 right now. But if you really feel that he's a defender, he needs to be in there to defend. He plays 16 minutes a game right now, though. So how do you divvy that up? You got Koloko, but again, it's like, is what he good at enough for him to be effective on this roster as constructed? Because again, we made all these trades. I don't know if the trades were to get better or not. Because again, we're playing this season. We need to win, don't we? Our coaching staff doesn't agree with that, though, because look at what the decisions that they've made. We keep getting out rebounded, right? We keep giving up points in the paint, right? We keep giving up second chance points, right? We keep giving up fast break points. It's massive. There's games where we've given up 30 fast break points. We've given up 30 second chance points, 75 points in the paint. Without that other player that used to play here being on the court, how does it keep happening? Why does it keep happening? And why doesn't the coaching staff cares? There's been not one moment that you've seen that our coaching staff has cared that we're giving up all these massive points. We're giving up 118 or more points a game, guys. That other player ain't here. How is that happening? I just want someone to answer that question. The truth is, we are a bad team. We are one of the worst defensive teams. That's a fact. We give up 118 points a game. That's 25th out of 30 teams in the NBA. That is not good. We are currently 10th in the East, and barely that. The only reason we are still in 10th is that the Bulls have been so bad. That's the only reason, because otherwise we wouldn't even be in 10th anymore. Remember, Charlotte done shot up and went past us. Remember, I said we needed a 10-game winning streak when we beat the Suns weeks ago, so we can be 30-25. We are 26-30 instead, and on the verge of not even being in the play-in. Remember, the Hawks were 40-42 a year ago. We can't even match last year's win total. What will have to happen for us to get to that point where we can maybe be in the playoffs? I saw someone say we got to be 17-9. I saw somebody say we could go 20-6 or something like that. I'm like, I don't know about that. But we got to do something, because we can't lose more games than a year ago. Right now, we are 12 losses away from matching last year's loss total. You remember last year we had some trades, right? Had some injuries last year too, right? But we won 40 games last year, which was a 4-game improvement from the year before that. We can't be better than last year's team. I was told we should be better because you got rid of one player. Again, if in your heart of hearts you truly believe that 2-8 record was all one player's fault, nobody else had responsibility for hitting shots, and nobody, remember, in that 152-point loss to the Bulls, let me see if I have that pulled up. I might have that pulled up. Is this it? Let's see, December 21st. That sounds about right. Yep, here we go. In that particular game, the Hawks left 31 points on the board. So one player was responsible for that too. We left 31 points on the board from missed shots generated by that former player. So we gave up 152 points and then left 31 points on the board in a 2-point loss. I showed y'all this game here on Around the ATL, shot for shot. That's disgusting. But again, if you still believe all that's his fault, what about the other 22 losses we have without him? Because that's why we're in 10th in the East. That's the only reason why we're 10th in the Eastern Conference, on the verge of not even being in the play-in, is because of those 22 losses that don't got nothing to do with that other player that ain't here no more. There it is. It's a fact. You can't get around it. The Hornets are above us. The Miami Heat are above us. The Orlando Magic are above us. Philadelphia 76ers with looks like a healthy Joel Embiid, who we've never stopped in the past, by the way. Who was guarding Joel? Anyway. Toronto Raptors are above us. The Cavs are still above us. The Cavs went and got rid of Hunter. The Knicks are above us. The Boston Celtics. If we had won 10 in a row, we would have been the 7th seed and poised to play the Boston Celtics in the first round of the playoffs. And of course, the Detroit Pistons, who again, don't shoot a whole bunch of threes. Somehow they managed to win. They also have a point guard. So again, would the coaching staff be willing to change their whole philosophy the second half of the season and say, hey, guys, let's not shoot all these threes. That's not necessarily working for us. Let's try to create some better offense. Hey, guys, the fourth quarter, we keep losing in the fourth quarter. We need to figure some stuff out there, right? Hey, guys, why don't you just play better defense? Why don't you block out? Why don't you get back on defense with a purpose? What do I mean by that? Knowing where your man is and getting back on defense and sticking your man. Stopping the ball on a fast break. Let's do that sometimes. No, we're going to just give up 30 fast break points every game, right? Rotate, and contest the shot. Not just rotate and just stare at them. Rotate and contest the shot. Pick and roll. Stop disengaging and go and guard the man at the top before he shoots that three that he's going to inevitably hit because he hits it all the time. Why do we know that? Because we keep giving up all these threes every game. Aren't y'all tired? Yeah. Apparently not, because you just don't care. You've never cared. That's why I said in that episode on Around the ATL previously, we have 3 All-Stars in the last 10 seasons that were Atlanta Hawks. Paul Millsap, that former player who made it 4 times, and then Jalen Johnson. In the last 26 years, since the year 2000, we have 9 separate Hawks. One of them was Joe Johnson multiple times, 5 times. One of them was Al Horford. Another one was Paul Millsap, both of them multiple times. Do you know in that time frame how many all defensive players we've had in that span? The Hawks have never cared about defense. The last 10 years, we only have 2. Dyson Daniels most recently, which was last year, and Paul Millsap, second team, 10 years ago. Hawks have never cared about defense because otherwise we would have gotten some defenders on our team. We would have gotten some shot blockers on our team. We would have gotten some real wing defenders on our team. That's been the problem. We don't play no defense. The team doesn't play defense. That other player wasn't guarding the best offensive player on the other side, whether they were a guard or a wing or a center. Center position have run roughshod on the Hawks over the last 8 seasons. Where was our stopper at? The wings position, they averaging 29 and 30 points a game against the Atlanta Hawks. 29 and 30 points, that's good? Who's supposed to be stopping or not even stopping, slowing them down a little bit? Y'all didn't care. It didn't matter to you. You didn't care about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown averaging 29 points in the playoffs against us. You didn't care. We had somebody averaging 29 and 10 in the playoffs, but y'all wanted him to do that and then guard Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, even though we had DJ and Hunter on our team. What were they doing? No one had nothing to say. I've shown y'all that tape. I've shown y'all the game film. Y'all just say, it doesn't matter. It don't matter that Hunter can't get through a screen from Marcus Smart. Don't matter. It don't matter. It does, though, because we lost, which we should have won. I keep saying to this day, if we could have slowed down Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown, just one of them, we beat the Boston Celtics straight up. Everybody else was doing their job on offense. DJ was scoring. Hunter was scoring 17 a game himself. The other player was averaging 29 and 10. Couldn't be stopped. 7 seasons we watched him not get stopped in the NBA. What, the whole NBA said, don't guard him. Just let him do whatever he wants. No, that's not true. We have game film. He was just that good. What we didn't have was anybody good on defense. The Joker literally averages a triple-double against the Atlanta Hawks in his career. Like, what are we talking about? Who was supposed to be stopping him? I showed y'all in 2023, 28 games that former player missed. And we lost 14 games anyway. You weren't better. We watched Malachi Flynn drop 50 points on the Atlanta Hawks. I showed y'all that game. He was unstoppable. A man who was averaging 4 points a game that season dropped 50 on the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, we did hold on to win the game. And that was the last win that we had that season. That game bled into the rest of that season of not stopping nobody. There was a game against the Denver Nuggets. We gave up 24 threes and 70 points in the paint in the same game. I think they almost shot 60% from three in that game. That other player wasn't there. We lost 3 games in a row, in fact. We gave up 18 or more threes in 3 games in a row, all losses. We were losing games crazy ways, and all of them were precipitated on defense. Player comes back from injury, doesn't play the fourth quarter. We have like a 15-point lead, and we lose the lead in the fourth quarter. The other player didn't play, but somehow you got people blaming him, even though he wasn't in the fourth quarter. What about the rest of the players on the team? What were they doing? Because up to that point, we were blowing that team out. And then he comes out and we lose the game and it's his fault. See, that's the kind of stuff I've been talking about for years. How do you clearly not see what happened? When you have the game footage. You can say whatever you want out loud, but the proof is there. And it makes you look silly when you deny it. I don't believe it. We're 26-30. That's a real record in the NBA right now for the Atlanta Hawks. We're not supposed to be 26-30. At worst, we should be 30-26. But the problem is we're giving up 118 points a game, and no one wants to say why. That's why. It's defense. And the other part, again, is coaching. We have horrible coaching. We can't coach out of a paper bag or a plastic bag. And it's bad. And I just don't know if we have enough for it to matter to not avoid going 40-42 for a second straight year. I don't see it. Now, I could be wrong. Again, maybe he'll let Kuminga start. Go ahead and bench Zach. You don't want to play Zach? Okay, fine. Don't play him at all then. Just bench him. Let him play 10 minutes a game. Fine. Do what you got to do. Maybe he'll start Jock, who's hitting 57% from three. I told you all what everybody's shooting is right now, right? Jock shooting 57% from three, y'all. I'd rather have him shooting threes than anybody else on the team. Right now, let's find out how much of a fluke it is. But he shoots 3.5 threes a game, and he's hitting 2 of them. That's 57%. That's pretty doggone good. He's also shooting 70. He's leading the team in field goal percentage. He's hitting 71% of his shots. Play him some more minutes, maybe. Because remember, we got rid of our 2 best three-point shooters in Luke and Vic. So who's left? You really want Okongwu shooting 12 threes a game again? We lost that game, by the way. We let him do it. You want NAW shooting 12 threes a game? Do you really want Jalen Johnson shooting 12 threes a game? I don't think so. Corey Kispert, 32%. Muhammad Gay, 28%. You want him shooting more threes? He's not hitting no threes. Of course, Dyson, 13%. I don't think so. But he's shooting 49% from the floor. Let him shoot those shots. Dyson Darius should not take another three the rest of the season. Like, he should be fined or have a buzzer. Don't shoot no three or you're going to get buzzed. What's Gabe Vincent going to do on our team? I don't know. What's Buddy Hield going to do? Is he going to get to shoot some shots? Because he's a pretty good three-point shooter. The rotations have to be drastically different for us to compete. Again, coaching staff has continually put out bad rotations, and they see the lead dissipating. Like, we would have a lead or we would be right there in the game, and he would, on purpose, it seems like, put in the worst lineup ever and watch the lead go, or watch us have a 15-point deficit, and it's just like, I'm just call timeout and then hope things work out. We have 30 losses, y'all. I'm going to continue to repeat that. If we had a better coach, we'd be a better team. We would have been a better team last year with a better coach as well. Just being honest. It is what it is. We got bamboozled on that one. That coach is still coaching as if he's in Utah, as if he still has one of the best shooting guards in the league, and he has a perennial defensive player of the year candidate on his team. That's how he's coaching still. He's pretending he's still in Utah. He has not changed, not one iota. And we've been the fall guys for it. And we see it every night. We see it every night. And our organization, we're not going to get no 7-footers to try to, hold off all these giants in the NBA now. Everybody else has giants, and the Hawks, let's go 6'8". Let's get a 6'8", 6'7" guy, put him in the middle. We don't care about rebounds. We'll just get rebounded out 15 every night. It don't matter. We're going to give him 15 offensive rebounds. It don't matter. Second chance points are at 35. It don't matter. It does matter because we're losing. It'd be different if we somehow won all these crazy games, but we've lost them all. We're literally like I can't remember the number right now because I don't have no notes today. We're like 3-15, 3-16 in games we've given up 118 points or more. It'd be different if we were 18-3 in those games. Then you can say something. But we're the opposite of that. We're bad at giving up a lot of points. We don't win those games. That's the other reason why we have 30 losses, by the way, everybody. So, can we salvage the season? I don't know. Do we need to? Yes, we got to win. We have to win. We can't keep doing this. How long are we going to be rebuilding? First of all, why are we even rebuilding? We traded one really good player. We're supposed to be better because of that. And then all of a sudden we're rebuilding? That's trash to me, but whatever. Wherever floats your boat. But like I said, we need to win a championship this year, next year, or the year after that. Because otherwise, what are we really talking about? Because in 3 or 4 years, Jalen's going to be in his prime. Is he going to still want to be here if he still hasn't gotten to a championship yet, at least? Hasn't won a championship? Are y'all going to be happy with that? Because since we made a decision not to build around that other former player, we ain't here no more. Are we really going to do it now? Because it needs to happen immediately. I'm sorry. But if we're going to do it, we got to do it. And it has to happen immediately. Go look at the episode about All-Stars, because I did go back all the way to Dominique's time, and I showed you some of the All-Stars that also made the team while he was still there. It's not a lot. The Hawks organization has been a bad organization for a long time. And for the fact that in 26 years, we only have 9 players to have made the team. 9? 9. That's not a good look, y'all. It's just not a good look. We only have one other point guard in the last 26 years to make an all-star team. One of them made the team 4 times and also made All-NBA once. The other one was Jeff Teague. And we know why he made it, because of the 60-win season. Because it wasn't just him making the team. It was Popcorn, Kyle Korver, Paul Millsap, and Al Horford. Jeff Teague didn't make an all-star team before that or after that. We got one point guard. 26 years, we've had one shooting guard, Joe Johnson. Sharif Abdul-Rahim made it once. Mutombo is in there. Christian Laettner is in there. It's not enough. We have not had enough. Compared to other teams, we have not had enough, and that's the difference. We have 2 Eastern Conference Finals appearances ever as the Atlanta Hawks franchise. One of them we got swept in. Go look at Game 4 of that sweep and tell me how all those players did good, y'all. I just want y'all to go look at that. I've shown it to you, but I need y'all to go do your homework and go look at that. In the other Eastern Conference Finals, we won 2 games. We just needed 2 more wins and we're in the finals. And our organization said we were that close to the finals. That's close enough. We're not going to do anything to get better. We're not going to get any better players. We're not going to get some reliable players that can stay healthy. We're not going to get some better defenders. We're not going to get some better shooters to put around one of the best passers we've ever seen. We're not going to do that. We're going to get Weston Windu and Chandra Brown Jr. and Lance will make you dance, Dark Liquor Stevenson, and we're going to get TLC. He's going to play 30 minutes and give you 0 points. And we're not going to play JJ. We're not going to play him. He's balling in College Park. We're not going to bring him up. No, he can't help us when we got our half our core hurt or playing bad. We're not going to do that against the Miami Heat, knowing Coach Spo is going to triple team that other player because he didn't want him to do 29 and 10 again in the playoffs back-to-back seasons because he's a good coach. Nah, we're going to just dare anybody on the Hawks to have a good game. And Hunter, again, he stepped up, 21 a game in that series. But we couldn't get nothing out of Kevin. Gallo couldn't hit nothing. Of course, everybody else was hurt. John was hurt, shouldn't have even been playing. Clint was hurt. Bogey didn't play game 5, right? We saw this all happen. Didn't play JJ. He couldn't play. He could play in College Park, though, balling out of control. Triple doubles. Anyway, I got to go. Again, this was without notes, so I couldn't time this really. You know what? I didn't even play the background music today. I meant to do that too. I'll give y'all a little background music. Where is it at? I meant to have that playing the whole time. I forgot. I'll do it for next episode. Anyway, halfway point. Can the Hawks flip it? I don't know. They need to. I just don't trust the coaching staff. I don't trust the rotations. I just don't see what will all of a sudden change. You know, I think we're playing Philadelphia tonight. Joel Embiid, Maxey, the whole edge cone. I don't like who's supposed to stop? Who's gonna take the mantle and say enough is enough? We got to play all. We got to start playing some defense. Who's gonna be the person that steps up and says my job is to stop you from scoring? Because see, that's when I play basketball. My job is to stop the other big from scoring. If I don't do anything else the rest of the night, that's my job. That's why, again, inevitably, as old as I am now, I'm still going to get picked up most of the time because they know Chris is going to try to rebound. Chris is going to get back on defense, and Chris is not going to let his guy score. I was literally playing Wemby the other night. I've got my shot blocked for the first time in forever by this dude. I'm still mad about that. Well, I still talk about it. Now, it didn't happen the rest of the night. Okay. But my job is to not let you do what you think you're going to do. And even if I got to play a guard, I got to try to hang with them until we can switch back. You see how that works? And even if I can't switch back, I got to make sure that you can't score. You think you're going to go around me. Okay, fine. But I know I got help. So if I just keep you out here, now you got to try to shoot over me. I still got the wingspan. You can try it, right? And if you're a big, guess what? I know leverage. Hey, guess what? I can block out. I know what I'm doing. My goal is to not let you score. And then everything else, I'm going to go in the paint. I'm going to control the offense. I'm getting my 5-6 assists because I'm trying to contribute to the team because I'm not going to shoot a lot anymore. I just don't shoot like I used to. I don't know why, but it just is what it is. Because usually I know who I got on my team. I'm like, I trust you're going to hit your shot more than I'm going to hit mine. So I'm going to get you the ball. I'm going to set a screen and get you open, sir. Shoot it. Like Dave Chappelle in the Prince and Basketball skit, right? Shoot it. Shoot it. I'm trying to win the game. I'm doing everything to win. And I just don't think sometimes that we're trying to win on the Hawks. We're just out there running up and down the court. And that ain't enough. The fourth quarter shows us that almost all the time. We don't got nothing to go on. We used to have something. We got rid of it. We ain't had nothing to replace it yet. That's a big deal when you have someone leading the league in fourth quarter scoring, top 4 in clutch points, top in clutch assists, top in scoring in the last 10 seconds of a game. You take that off and you're a better team. Our record says no. We have 22 losses. I think we're 11-12 since December 27th. That's not good. There's no way you can say that's good because our record tells us otherwise. We're 10th in the East. That tells us otherwise. We need to be better. I demand it. We need to have a championship this year, next year, or the year after that. It has to happen now. Does anybody not agree with that? Or do you just not care? Oh, well, we got to rebuild 3 to 5 years, Chris. 10 years, Chris. 20 years, Chris. We just got to rebuild. We got to keep trying. Go. Meanwhile, look, are the Raptors going to win another championship before the Atlanta Hawks? Philadelphia going to, let me see. Y'all going to be cool with the Orlando Magic winning a championship before the Atlanta Hawks? Charlotte Hornets mess around and win a championship? Y'all going to be cool with that? The Cavs win another championship before us? Y'all going to be cool if the Knicks win a championship? I'm just saying. Miami Heat, y'all going to be cool? Any of that happening? I don't know if any of that's going to happen. Right now, the Pistons are the best team in the East. They got a pretty good shot if they get into the playoffs, I think. But 76ers, they're loaded. They get into the playoffs, getting matchups, right? But right now, we can't beat any of these teams in the playoff series right now. There's no way. What has to happen for us to do it? And do we have the coaching staff to do it? I just don't know. That's what scares me, is like all of this will be for nothing just because we can't coach. We won't demand better from the players that are on the court who are supposed to be better at what they're supposed to do, and we just don't care about it. We're 25th out of 30 teams in points given up per game, guys. That's horrible. Don't you agree? Can't you? Let's agree with that first and then go from there. Anyway, guys, let me get out of here. And make sure you look at the other episodes. I actually did do a Falcons episode, so we'll check that one out as well. But I'll get out of y'all's hair for today. Y'all take care. Until next week. Peace.
Dribble, pass, throw, catch.